Good morning, everybody. It's Monday again, and today I want to share with you an album that I made. I used the Graphic 45. I'm trying to remember what these are called, bank envelopes or something like that, but they're very long envelopes. It looks like I've got a cloud, so I'm going to turn on a light here so we can I have to make sure that we get enough light. There we go. Okay. They're like banker's envelopes, and they're done by Graphics 45. I don't know if they've been discontinued or not. I've had this one for a while, so if you have these in your stash or something like this, then you can do this. So it comes with a long string. It's on a spiral, and it's a series of envelopes. So what I did here with the string is I put one of these conversation bands from Tim Holtz, and this one says "Live the Life You've Imagined," and I placed it on the string. I was going to glue it, and then I decided not to, because this album's bulk will grow as there are pictures added to it. So it's very secure and slides easily. So I just left it like that so that it can go there when the album is closed. So let's go ahead and see what I've done. I'm using, throughout this whole album, I've used the Graphics 45 typography paper. Mostly I used just this 8x8 piece, but I did have, or stack, but I did have a couple of 12x12 individual sheets that I took a couple of things from. I didn't have any of the stickers or the flowers or the chipboard that comes with it. I just didn't have that available to me, so I just used paper only. This is a little metal corner from Michaels, and I've used these a lot. They're pretty nice. And right here, I don't know if you can see this, but right here I use a stamp of Tim's. Trying to remember what the name of it is, but I'll make sure that I get it in the list later. But it's artist brushes, and what I did was I stamped it on there with embossing ink, and then embossed it with clear embossing powder, because it doesn't really show, but I felt like it needed something there. And I thought this etc. really did well as the title for my album. So we're going to open it up, and I'm going to show you my first page. And I used some metal embellishments, just things that I had found here and there, and also some things from Tim Holtz. But the cool part is that each one of these pages is actually an envelope. So what I did is I took the tag and book plate die, because I couldn't find any black tags the right size. I found white and manila and craft, but not black. So what I did is I took that die, and when I put it in my die counting machine, my Big Shot, then I rolled it through till just before the end of it, and then I rolled it back out, and then I just took it out off the top of the die, and then I used my paper cutter to continue and cut through the paper to make it as long as I needed to. I don't know that I'm explaining that very well, but I cut an 8.5 by 11 page in half, ran it through the die cutter just to the point of where it would cut off to make it short, and then I reversed it and then did my own cutting to make it the length I wanted it. So what I did was I decorated each one of these tags, and I tried to make them kind of match the page that was on the envelope that these tags are inside. And so I put some just blank matte pieces of paper there for mats. And so on this side you can put two pictures this way. So, and then I'm just going to tuck these back inside. And there's my next page, and there's a mat here. And you can use your dimensional stickers, because it's okay to have some bulk, because there's a pretty large spiral binding on here. So here's a place to journal. Here's a place to put a picture, and I used the Tim Holtz ink, pen nib. Goodness, when I want to talk I can't sometimes. Here's my next page, and for this the ink that I used is the let me get it for you. These mixed media inks are very nice. They're very extremely juicy. They're by Colorbox, and they're very opaque as well. And the one that I used for this page is called Patina. It's a nice blue, and it shows up very nicely on the black, as you can see. It's also the this brand is my favorite white ink to use. Let me take this apart. This one is called Jasmine. This is my favorite white ink to use because it's very opaque and shows up very well. Okay, and the tag in here goes along with the blue theme on this side. This is one of Tim Holtz's embellishments, and then on this side there's another place for journaling and a place to put a picture. And this doesn't really match this side, but except for the typewriter. So there is, oops, can't see that, can you? There is one common element on the tag for this side, for this envelope. So I'll put this one back in. And come to the next one. Now I thought about, whether we needed a closure for these envelope flaps, and I really didn't. I don't know. I decided not to so far. I don't know if I'll come up with something. I would be glad to hear your suggestions about that. Okay, so the next one. This is a Tim Holtz embellishment that I found I really liked. I'd had it for a while and hadn't used any, but they look pretty cool. And this is a Tim Holtz stamp that says it's a Subway art stamp about being individual and mind and heart, amaze yourself. It's very encouraging. And the reason that I have it on a piece of paper glued here is because I tried to stamp it straight onto the envelope, but my surface moved and I got a blurred stamp. So this is how I fixed it. So everything I do has to have a mistake in it someplace. So that's the one for this album. Also, I wanted to point out that I left these corners on here to where that they would stick out just because I wanted to. So you can do that. Okay, so I'm going to turn another page, and here's this next page. Now on this one, the stamp that I used, the ink that I used for this stamp was again mixed media, and it was the vintage color. So that shows up as well. You see how nicely these inks show up on black. I really like them. And pull out the tag, and this side was about friendship, so that's what I used for friendship. And I also used the same paper there. Now this one I glued only near the bottom because I wanted the recipient of this album to be able to slide a picture in and use up most of this. So that's the way I did that. And then here on the other side is 2 places for small pictures. So let me put that back in. Okay, and we'll move on to the next one. And that was a little ladybug that I had accumulated somewhere. And this is also one of the Tim Holtz tags, and I thought that worked out really pretty there. Some of these I have been hoarding. Some of these little embellishments I've been hoarding and then decided to use them, and I'm so glad I did. This one is that art brush stamp again, and I stamped it just in places over this parts of the typography paper. And once again, I took that same stamp and I clear embossed it onto the end of my tag. I needed something else there, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do, so that's what I did. And I like this paper. This is pretty cool. So these are two mats, one for a larger picture, one for smaller. And turn it over, and this relates to this page. Getting stuck here. This relates to this page. So let me put that in here. Okay, another page. And you know, this typography album and paper range has really some fun things and some bright and cheerful things. This makes a very at the same time that it's got vintage images, it's a very modern type of looking thing. It's a nice blend. And here's this page, and here's again. Now here is the white, the jasmine color of the mixed media ink by Colorbox, and another Tim Holtz embellishment, and then the tag under here. I really liked how this tag came out. This side and this side, another place to journal. Okay, and then here's our last page and our cover. And so I left a place to put a picture here. And here's the tag that relates to this side. I love this plaid color. I almost didn't get this plaid into the album, but I made sure that I did because I like it. And then here's the back of the album with some more Subway art. Here's a Tim Holtz embellishment, metal embellishment, and here's I think this is also Tim Holtz, either that or Seven Gypsies, but I think it's Tim Holtz, the bird flying. Bluebird of Happiness, even though it's silver. And then here is my last back tag. And this also is a page, and this is the other side of this page that I wanted to get in here and almost didn't think I could, but I was able to get it in on the last page. And it works with the black and white here. So we'll put this back in. Oops. I wanted to be sure to put them in with the pages they coordinate with. So then you can just close this whole thing up. Here's the back. And then you pull your string. And you know, if you have more pictures in here, or you know, you can also put some mementos and stuff down in those envelopes and the tags, and you can make this, you know, a lot thicker, and you have plenty of string to do that, and you just wind it around, and then you just want to tie a very loose slip knot right here, because you don't want to tie it so tightly that you can't open it again. So, and there you go. There's a bank envelope album, and you can, and it's a general theme, so you can just use anything. You don't have to do holiday pictures. You can put everyday pictures in it. And I used the Graphic 45 bank envelope album, the typography set 8x8 album with a little bit of help from some of the bigger individual sheets, the Colorbox mixed media inks, various Tim Holtz embellishments, and it was a lot of fun to do. I did this over today. Oh, I also embellished one of Tim Holtz star stamps right here too, because it needed something, but I didn't need for it to call for attention. And so I did this over 2 days. Not the whole time 2 days. I worked on it for several hours each day. So, you know, you could do it in one day, and you could do it faster than that if you already know what you're going to do with your paper. But I was making this up as I went along, so, you know, I wanted to think about each page as I did it. So, the other thing I want to show you today is this die by Tim Holtz. I just got it. I did get it at Hobby Lobby with a 40% off coupon. I forgot to take the price tag off of it. But when I first saw this die, I thought that it was just one die, one piece, and with some embossing in it, but I thought it was one piece. I was wrong. So that's why I wanted to show you this today. This is a die of several pieces. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes and 2 bows. And this is just so versatile. I just couldn't believe how this, how ingenious this die is. So isn't this too cool? So you can use as many boxes as you want. You can, see, I think I ran this through twice. So I've got more than one set here. So, but you can stack these however you want to. You can use 2, 1, 3, or you can stack them the way it shows on the picture, and that's, let's see if I can do this the right way. Stack like that, then like this, and then this one, and then this one. I know these are all red, so it's a little hard to see, but anyway, this is how you can, this is how it's supposed to look like on the cover. But you can do it in as many different combinations as you want to. So I thought I would show you that die because I was so pleasantly surprised when I bought it, because I liked this picture, but I liked the versatility of it even more. You can do so many things with this die. So I thought you might want to pick this one up if you can. So that's it for today, and I will see you next week. Have a good week and stay safe, and my heart goes out to all of the people in Indiana and Illinois. I'm in Indianapolis. I did not suffer any damage. We only had some rain and some thunder and a little bit of wind, but some people in my SDP Art Club live in Kokomo, where there was quite a bit of devastation, and there's some devastation in Lebanon and in a lot of places around Indianapolis, and there's also some devastation in Illinois. So my heart goes out to all of those people. If you are listening to me now and are in those areas or were affected by it, I pray for you and your families, and I hope that you get the help that you need, and I would like to help in any way that I could. So you all have a good week, and remember these people in your prayers, and signing off.